and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by as ever. I really appreciate it. Before we move on and get on with today's video, if you are new to the channel, if you could just hit that subscribe button for me, if you could like the video, if you could also share it and comment any questions or any ideas or anything like that that you want to put on down below, please feel free to put it on as well. So yeah, today's topic of discussion, since we are getting closer and closer to getting into silly season now, is I want to have a conversation about Willie Gnonto and kind of where we're at with him sort of moving forwards and what is potentially, or what I think could potentially happen. I'm just going to put in terms of my ideas, what I think would be sort of worthwhile. And I mean, first things first, we know that he went off with a potential hamstring injury in the under-21 game. Don't know if he's travelled. I'm not sure. As of filming this video, I'm not 100% certain yet whether or not he's travelled or not. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see whether or not that's a big injury or not. But talking with regards to Gnonto himself and in terms of where he sits within the squad and how he feels and how we feel about him as a player, etc., so on and so forth, moving forwards. At this moment in time, he is not a starter for us at all, full stop. He's an option off of the bench. He is, he's not quite 100% with it yet, I don't think. I do still think that he is keeping his head down in terms of what he's doing, the way that he's doing it, and how he's kind of getting on with his career at Leeds United. But I don't think he is 100% happy. I don't think he is overall pleased with the current situation. I think he wants to be starting every game, which is quite right. That should be the desire for every single player that plays for a football club. Before we even get started on that, that's your main aim should be in the starting 11 every single time, and you should be busting the nut to be able to start to be able to start every single game moving forwards and playing every game and putting as much effort in as you possibly can. His I think, personal opinion, his performances when he has come on haven't been to the level that he was last season, I don't think. Which is why I think psychologically there's probably still some remnants of what happened in the summer and him down in tools and moving forwards. I think he probably potentially feels a little bit uncomfortable because of how the fan base reacted to him, and let's be honest, quite rightly, that's how we should have reacted anyways. There isn't no ifs, ands or buts about it. That's exactly how we should have reacted. If you don't want to play for Leeds United, then bye-bye, see you later, off you go. But with that being said, it kind of leaves us in a bit of a predicament. Now, in terms of what my thought and suggestion is, there's been a couple of other people that have mentioned it as well, but it's something that I've been thinking about for a little while. And it involves Rodon and Spence. Apparently, Tottenham are willing to do a swap deal for Gnonto, and we get Rodon, I think, plus some cash or something like that. That's the rumour that's going around. But for me, the way that should actually work is we should do a swap deal with them for Rodon and Spence, because I don't think Spence is going to be getting into Tottenham's first team anytime soon. And the same with Rodon as well, in all honesty. And that's not because they're not good enough. I just don't think they're in Ange's plans moving forwards. And we are going to need a new right back. There's no two ways about that. I think Bill, as much as I love him, he is on his way out's the wrong word. He is starting to decline somewhat in terms of his performances, in terms of the way that he plays, etc., so on and so forth. But for me, what we should be looking at doing is doing a potential swap deal involving Spence and Rodon, with us paying a little bit of money into the background as well. For me, that would represent a really, really good bit of business for Leeds United. we all know that we want Rodon. Rodon's performances have been phenomenal, and I think we don't want to be in another Ben White situation, which is where Ben White really wanted to stay at Leeds United after we got promoted. However, the price tag that Brighton put on him was just astronomical. 50 million, and we were never ever going to pay that in the first place. But he ended up at Arsenal doing really good things at Arsenal, so that's in the past. But we don't want another situation like that happening in the same way again. So we don't want it to linger until the end of the season. And if we, by hook or by crook, if we get promoted and we want Rodon to stay, because let's be honest, the partnership that he's formed with Struijk has been brilliant. Rodon's great for Struijk and Struijk is good for Rodon. Just the partnership is very, very good, in my opinion, and it works really, really well. We all know how much of a talent Jed Spence is as well, and he could really fill in that role at right back for us as well, regardless of how good that Archie Gray's doing at right back. And, Archie Gray's done a phenomenal job. You cannot knock that kid at all, but he's not a right back. He's a central midfielder, and having that level of switch and ability between Kamara and Gray in the centre of midfield, I think is a slightly better option than currently what Kamara and Gruev is. I don't think Gruev is quite up to speed, although he's played well in the last two international matches for Bulgaria. So it's it's just ideas, like I say, that are floating in and out of my head at this moment in time. The only thing that I can think that where it may potentially damage us is that we then lose out on an attacking force on the wing, and it's what do we do to fill that hole potentially if Gnonto wants to go. And for me, I'm 50-50 whether he wants to stay or he wants to go, but if he wants to go, just let him go. I don't want players here that don't want to play, and I don't want players here that aren't happy, and I don't want players here that have the potential to cause a little bit of disruption. And for me at the moment, that's potentially where we're at could get to that situation again. And what we don't want is another summer situation happening in the January transfer window. So again, just a thought in terms of my musings that I thought that we could have. Would that be something that you think that Tottenham might be up for? You take Gnonto, we'll take Spence, and we'll take Rodon. Plus, we'll give you a little bit of cash as well because we recognise the Premiership players, all of that going on. So that could be potentially something that we could do. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how the cookie crumbles. Again, this is all conjecture, speculation, thoughts. There's no proof or detail in that. This is just me putting that out there in terms of how I think and feel potential could be for this January. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to click the like button. If you are new to the channel, please also don't forget to subscribe. Thank you as ever for watching the video. I really do appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Cheers.